As I reflect on my spiritual path, like most people's paths, I'm sure, it's definitely not a straight line. I grew up in a Protestant home. We went to church regularly, but definitely weren't religious. When I became engaged to my Catholic boyfriend, I converted to Catholicism, and I converted. I worked very hard to be a good Catholic. We went to church every weekend, baptized our children in the Catholic Church, sent them to Catholic school, taught Sunday school, etc. But at the same time, something was gnawing at me. I felt at the depth of my being there was something more, something bigger, something more fulfilling than what the Catholic Church was offering. I remember one day going to the library, walking up and down the aisles of self-help, religion, New Age, and praying that God would put the right book in my hand, one that would quench this thirst. I stopped, reached out, and grabbed the book Why? A Guide to Answering Life's Toughest Questions by Robin Norwood. That book really changed my life. It gave me concepts to think about that I had never before considered. There truly was so much more out there to ponder, to contemplate, to learn. I felt so much excitement and urgency as I began this new path. I eventually turned away from the Catholic Church for a variety of reasons, but the weird thing is how Catholics continue to play a big role in my life. I joined a spiritual book study. I read books by authors on topics that I had never heard of. One book in particular that is still an important part of my life is A Course in Miracles. I believe my eyes were now open, and I realized how God is in every aspect of my life. Humans believe we are separate from the divine, but she is always there, waiting for us to wake up. I continue to have many signs that prove to me that God is all around me. I have no doubt we all get these signs. We just don't always notice them as we rush around living our lives. One experience that truly had the biggest impact on me to prove that God is always with me. My son, at 10 years old, had a brain tumor. The night before his surgery, he asked if I would sleep with him. In the middle of the night, he sat straight up in bed and said, "There are angels all over this room." I said, being brave, "They are here to protect you and let you know that everything's going to be okay." He looked straight at me and said, "You are holding on to the hand of an angel, and she looks like Taylor," who was a little girl in his class. I said, "Oh, she must be beautiful." And he said, "She's a saint." And he lay back down and went to sleep. This gave me a lot of comfort. My career has also taken a winding path. My career as director of YWCA was interrupted when I was approached by the Clinton Franciscans to be their community outreach director. See, more Catholics. But they are truly social justice advocates, something that is also very important to me. They gave me the freedom to pursue work that satisfied my desire to make the world a better place. After COVID, I decided to retire, but that was not to be. I was approached by another group of sisters, the Congregation of the Humility of Mary, yes, more Catholics, to become their program coordinator for their retreat center. I now have the opportunity to put a variety of retreats together, not just Catholic retreats, but retreats that run the gamut from yoga to meditation to anti-racism forums to care creations, topics that appeal to my spiritual as well as my social justice side. When they asked me if I would be interested in becoming a spiritual director, something else I had never considered, I just had faith that this would be a path God wanted me to travel. Another opportunity that I want to mention is in 2020, I had a dream. It truly was a divine download, one that it took many nudges from God to publish as a children's book. I have faith that the people who are supposed to read it will, spreading the message that has become more and more clear to me as I grow in my spiritual quest. We are all one.